Hi, I contribute to this channel and I'm back with another piece today. There is something about the Fuji XT3 that no one has talked about, and I thought it'll be interesting to see how other people react when I've spoken about what I found out about the Fuji XT3. So for the last 3-4 months, I've been thinking about buying a Fuji, especially since the Fuji XT4 was announced. I knew the XT3 prices are going to come down and a lot of people will be out there trying to upgrade to the XT4, and I knew that I'm going to find quite a few good little used pieces of XT3 in the second-hand market, in the used market. I was lucky enough to actually find one in a very good condition. So I picked it up about 2 months back. This is the black styled Fuji XT3 with the 35mm f2. So I was extremely excited to get my hands on this piece. In fact, the lockdown was going on because of the pandemic, and I had to wait quite a long time. So, all that anticipation had built up, and I was really looking forward to getting it. And the moment things were a bit normal, not normal to be honest, but the moment the lockdown was sort of over, I contacted the seller and arranged a meeting. And the first thing I did, because I had already given him an advanced amount, I obviously couldn't have checked the product except the few pictures that I had received. So I was a bit kind of cautious and alert, you can say. So the moment I got the product, I immediately took it out and I tested everything. I was checking everything. I was moving the dials, whether they're smooth or not, and they all sounded quite smooth, as you can hear. I guess everything is smooth. There's no problem. The exposure compensation dial is a bit tough, but I think that's normal, and it looks beautiful. It looks as if it looks like a virgin. It's completely unused. It has about 3,500 shutter count on it, mostly used for video. Everything is there, even the battery grip contact is intact. This piece of rubber is there. The seller has also given me the hot shoe cap, so everything is great. But I still wanted to, I was looking for anything that's hidden, any hidden damage, signs of struggle anywhere. I put the lens on and took a few pictures. It worked perfectly, flawlessly. So then I thought, let me also try and do one interesting thing. I don't know what I thought. So I just started shaking the camera like this. And suddenly I realized there is a moving part. There's something is moving inside the camera. I didn't know what it was. So I thought maybe it's a battery. So I opened the battery door, took the battery out, closed it, shook it. There was still the sound. Then I thought maybe it's the strap. Maybe something in the strap is making that sound. So I just gripped it like this, and then I could still hear it. Something inside it is moving. There is a heavy, chunky element moving inside the camera body, and it's somewhere in this top quarter, top third of this camera. I still was not very sure, so I removed the lens and then shook it again, and it was still there. So after a while, I realized the movement was happening within the electronic viewfinder area. And then I just did this. Made the camera look up, made the camera look down. I could just hear something shift position. Something heavy and chunky shift position. So I got extremely worried. I immediately called the seller. I thought I'd been duped. So I called the seller. I told him, hey, listen, this thing is moving. Something is moving inside. I don't know. Something inside the viewfinder is moving. And I said, I refuse to take it. Then he said, okay, keep it. I'll send you another copy. I'll arrange another copy and I'll send it to you. The next day he sent me another copy. It was a slightly more used copy of XT3. And I took it out. I did the same thing. Same. There was still something moving in the other copy, the other copy of the other XT3 that he had sent me. There was still something moving in the same area, right? Something inside the viewfinder was moving. Then I called up a friend who owns an XT3. I called him up and asked him, just do this test, just see if you find something moving there. He did it. He confirmed back to me, even on his piece the same thing is happening. There is something loose inside the viewfinder. And then I asked him if he knew someone else who owns an XT3. He called and checked with him, and yeah, it's the same thing. I called usually the store from which I buy my camera gear. I called that guy up and I asked him to do this. So the interesting thing about it is no one had noticed, and every copy of XT3 I checked. I myself checked 2 copies of XT3, and then my friend, he has his own copy of XT3, so there's the same problem there. My friend's friend, he also reported the same thing. The store that I usually buy my gear from, I called up the store. He also confirmed it to me. So it seems like it is a standard thing. Now, I also have the Z6. I have also used the Z50. I have just kind of handled the Sony A7 III for some time. None of those cameras have anything like that. Nothing moves inside. These cameras don't have mirrors, right? There's no moving element inside these mirrorless cameras. They're very compact, tiny, solidly built bodies. This is flagship product from Fuji. So I was really surprised to find that there is actually moving an element inside the very precious, very important, gorgeous EVF of the XT3. To be honest, I was somewhere disappointed, and then I realized these units are made in China. I don't know, is it a made in China issue? Is it a design flaw? Is it supposed to be like this? So I am yet to actually speak to Fujifilm or anyone from Fujifilm and figure this out. But this thing exists. You can also, if you have an XT3, please try this. Just hold, maybe take the straps off, take the lens off, take the battery off out, and just shake it. Now look, this is not it's not bothering me when I'm taking pictures, but when you buy a new product, it's an expense. It's not a cheap product, it's a flagship product, supposed to be built well. You want to know that everything is solidly and tightly. You want to know that if you drop it, nothing inside it is loose, because if something inside it is loose, it's going to get hit more. It's going to sort of get rattled inside the box, and those internals may get damaged further. Out of my own experience, when I was using a DSLR, I had dropped it once and the mirror inside it kind of shifted. Something happened. The focusing was not working properly. The focus mechanism was not working properly. So the more moving elements you have inside a machine, the more chances of further complications later on. And that's why the mirrorless cameras, I thought, when I first started thinking of mirrorless, I thought it's a good thing, because there's nothing moving inside it. Suddenly, inside such an expensive and beautiful camera, if you got this tiny niggling thing, it just bothers you, and it does bother me. So I don't feel that it is as well built as Nikon mirrorless or even a Canon mirrorless. Sony's have a lot of problems. Their screens kind of come off after some use. So yeah, I can't talk about Sony's. But I guess expect high quality from Fuji, Nikon, Canon, and it was a bit of a disappointment. So initially, when I first started, I realized that this is perhaps standard, and I started using the camera. Somewhere there was this. I felt a bit let down. Of course, I felt a bit let down, and that is never a nice feeling. You want to feel excited and proud of the thing that you own. Yeah, so that's what it is, guys. I just want to share this with you. I do not know whether the XT4 has the same issue. I'll check on that and report it back here. If you have an XT4, just check, and if there is any weirdness like this, please write down in the comments. Do subscribe and share this video if you can, and also please press the bell icon, so whenever a new video is up, you'll be able to see it, you'll be notified. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. See you soon.